And here we go. We are. Here we are. We're live. Live with the one and only. Alan, who do we got?
Hey.
The man who
Here we go.
is infamous in the metal voice history as being our very first interviewer of all time. We had the pleasure of interviewing Biff on numerous occasions, and here he is today with a new album launch, Inspiration.
Yeah, wait a second. A plug on the old album. Look at this. Oh. Beautiful. If you want to pick this up, I love it. 3 CD set. There you go. Live. A quick little plug there. All right. Biff, we're all over it. We're all over it, Biff.
all over it like a rash.
That's right. Inspirations, March 19th, 2021 on Silver Lining Music. 11 tracks that contain some of the most superb classic rock songs that influenced Biff Byford and the rest of the band. Alan?
Yeah, just some really surprised. I mean, Saxon, right, Biff? You've always done a few covers throughout the years, right? Like the Ride Like the Wind.
Not many. Only 3, 4 maybe.
Okay.
And now you got a whole album's worth and some surprises, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
So tell us about...
Life's full of surprises. There's no point being too predictable with it. We wanted a few surprises,
Tell us about, how did you make the song selection? I mean, like the band decision, one person. How was the song selection?
No, it was. I asked the band to pick 2 songs, and we made a list of songs that people picked. Some of them were really weird, so we didn't bother. I picked about 5 of the songs, but we made more. We had more songs on the list than we recorded.
Oh.
But so I waited until we actually were playing them live and see what they sounded like, because some songs, don't transpose. And so that's what we did really. I wanted a song from Sabbath, Purple, and Zeppelin, and we didn't really go with the easy ones on Sabbath or Zeppelin or Purple. I mean, the Black Sabbath ones are no choice, but I didn't really know what to do with Sabbath, so I went with the Crows song, "Evil Woman."
Yeah, that's a not an obvious choice there. And then you got some Beatles influence, Paperback Writer, and the Stones. So going back to the '60s with Hendrix as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got to have I was born in the '50s, so the '60s was a big time for us growing up in the music, being surrounded by that type of music, really. I mean, there's a lot of other bands that we could have done, but, I wanted the big 3 in there. And the thing is with the Beatles, I saw the Beatles when they played on TV the very first time. 1963, so I was like, 12, 13 years old. So, seeing a band on TV in my living room was a big first for me, so it did influence me a lot musically. And then obviously the Stones came a little later. But all that sort of, all that thing that was happening in the '60s was very sort of, we could have done Ike and Tina Turner or something like that. But, I thought the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and particularly Hendrix, were very sort of, they're very quite, Hendrix and the Stones are quite rocky. So I think it influences definitely.
I got a Def Leppard album here that's Yay, and they try to stay as close as possible to the originals. What's your take on the Inspirations? Is it you wanted to Saxonize it, or you wanted to kind of keep the spirit true to the originals?
Well, some things we sort of changed a bit. Paperback Writer, obviously. See My Friends, the Kinks. But other things, I thought it would be a bit of a travesty to start messing with them too much. So I wanted to keep them fairly simple to the original, but with a heavier, we're able to give it heavier sounds now, because obviously it's 50 years, 40 years further on, 60 years in some of the cases. But so give it an heavier angle. And obviously my voice is not, it's completely sort of different to their voices. So I think my voice gives it a different angle anyway.
I agree.
So keep it fairly fairly straightforward for most of the song, but just give it a powerful performance. For instance, Speed King, we played it faster than Purple did. Just because we can.
Because you could, yeah.
Just for the hell of it, yeah. And it's called Speed King. So I thought, it's more like Motorcycle Man or one of those early Saxon songs were definitely influenced by Highway Star and Speed King. I mean, people wanted us to do Highway Star, where I said, no, it's been done too many times. I want to do Speed King. It's more my influence that singing was.
Well, and another one of my favorite groups of all times, Thin Lizzy, their vast collections. You decided to go way back to their early days in The Rocker, one of my favorite songs from them.
Yeah, again, I remember, seeing Lizzy back in the day doing Whiskey in the Jar with Eric Bell. And, I loved, I knew Phil quite well and some of the other guys in the band. And I think the rocker for me, because the rocker for me is just like great chorus. Because I'm a rocker as opposed to a mod, right? Mods and rockers, that's when it was basically written, that song. And that's what he's basically saying, we're having a good time in a cafe, and we're hanging out with the bikes and the girls. And, some girls don't like rockers, so hey, fuck them, we'll take some other girls that do. So that's the sort of gist behind the song. Lyrically, it's a bit wacky these days, but I know exactly where it's coming from because I used to be a rocker, so it appeals to me,
The machismo of the time.
AC/DC Problem Child. I mean, I guess it's it's one of those classics, those deep. I don't know if we call it deep track, but yeah, it's not one of their popular ones, but one of the popular ones.
They don't play it. Well, they don't play it very often. That's Problem Child. Yeah. I think they played it. I think they played it on the tour where Robbo wasn't on. The Guns N' Roses guy was on there singing. I think they played Problem Child then. But I took back in the 70s. Must have been on the very early tour. Must have been Dirty D's Done Dirt Cheap tour. I'd heard that album and I bought that album. And I took the band to see them at Sheffield University in a little bar, about 100 people in there. And I took them to see AC/DC, and they played that song. And I thought that's a cool connection because every one of the songs has a connection, that we put on the album. And that's the connection with Problem Child. I took the band to see AC/DC, and that's the song that I really liked.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess this album is an album of bridging the gap, right? Between the new album and the whole COVID-19 thing, right? Was that the whole goal? Let's bridge that gap between the new studio album and sort of the pandemic. Is that the goal, or?
A little bit. It's a little bit, yeah. More like having a bit of fun, getting the band together, play some songs, and we did it very quickly. I mean, we recorded all the album basically in around 17 days. So It was a very quick album. It was mixed in 3 or 4 days. So it's a very live album. Not a lot of, in fact, I don't think there's any overdubs on there really, but it's very live. It was in a big house, in a big room, doing it like the old days, and it just was good fun actually. And we just thought that it would be good to put something out because the album's been put back. Nobody's got any idea what's happening with the vaccination things and, when we'll be getting back to the stage again. So, yeah, I mean, if people like it, we'll probably do another one next year. It's very, it's good fun to do because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Somebody's already written the song, so we don't have to change. I don't have to write any lyrics or anything. So it's all about performance, really. Making the song sound great, like they did originally, but not trying to compete with the original version. Just doing our version.
Yeah. What about, have you finished the studio album yet, or is it still in last time we spoke, it was in progress? Most of the drums and guitars and bass are done. Some of the vocals are done, but the thing is I can't do the vocals, I have to do the vocals all at once. So the vocals I've already done, we'll probably trash them and I'll start again. So I think probably after Christmas I'll be starting to do vocals again on it. Okay.
I mean, I might be doing an album with my son. The next album we might be recording. But again, we'll be doing that pretty quick. You know, me and my son, Sebastian, have written some songs together.
Oh, wow.
So we might do an album, 7 Biff, because our videos on YouTube are pretty popular. So I think people might like to hear it, you know.
Is it going to be acoustic? Is that what you're looking for, an acoustic sound, you and your son?
Oh, no, it'll be full-on rock.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, full-on band.
Okay, all right. It's not okay. Great. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. It's a nice project.
But I mean, you haven't stopped, right? You had your solo album this year, School of Hard Knocks. Now we got the covers album. We've got the one with your son, an eventual Saxon album. But man, where do you get the time? You're busier than ever.
Well, you have to be busy in this COVID thing because there's not much else to do, is there? Let's face it.
Yeah.
You can't really go out much. There's no live music. You know, there's nothing really. So, you've got to, keep yourself fit and active, really. And music, if you can't play live, then go in the studio. That's I think there's a lot of music being written now in this period by, established bands and by new bands, I wish somebody would write a Christmas song. I'm sick of hearing all those same Christmas songs over and over and over again.
Well, a lot of bands do. A lot of
Yeah,
a lot of metal bands.
But,
I'm tired of them, if you ask me. I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Halford's doing. He's done what, 2 or 3, so he's maybe due for a third. So
yeah, maybe yeah.
How many times can you reinvent Santa Claus? That's what I'm trying. I don't know. I don't know.
Unfortunately, a good Christmas song has to be very catchy and poppy, otherwise nobody sings it. I mean, my favorite is Slade. I love the Slade song.
Yeah. All right. K-Man wants to know, do you have any particular favorite track off the Inspirations album? Like if there's one track that you really enjoy doing, which one was it?
I like doing, funnily enough, I like doing the Immigrant song because I didn't think there'd be any way I could sing that. It was my choice. I mean, we had a lot of different suggestions, but I thought, let's go for the most difficult one.
Yeah, you didn't hold back on that one.
Because it's good fun. And, I mean, we had a backup song in case I couldn't sing it. But, I like doing Immigrant song. It's a style, I've never really been I've never really studied Robert Plant's style. It's not in my sort of style. It's more of it seems more like Janis Joplin type thing. It's very, very bluesy, and it bends a lot of notes in there and out. But I've not really studied his style, if you know what I'm saying. So it was very new for me to sing that. I had good fun with that. I mean, I did all the vocals with my son was in the studio with me, so I did all the vocals with him. So. It was quite hard. It's quite hard on me. You can do it better than that. It's like,
Come on, Dad.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Get your shit together, man. Get them high notes. This is Robert Plant we're talking about here.
Quit slacking off. And then the nepotism continues because your daughter did the video, right, for Painted Black.
Yeah, my daughter does a lot of stuff for my son's band and for us. I mean, she was there at the session, so there'll be a making of video coming out with the album, I think. So we've got a lot of footage of us, clowning around in there and doing little interviews and things. So that should be interesting when that comes out.
What about where you recorded it? Okay, it's a spooky house full of paintings. Is that what it was? It was the Brockfield Hall. Was that what it was?
Brockfield, yeah.
Brockfield Hall.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I had this mad idea. Because when we were younger, we used to see all these pictures in the magazines and in the newspapers about, Deep Purple renting a chateau down in Montreux that burnt down and things, and Led Zeppelin recording it in a big house, and different people. Rush used to record. So I thought, well, let's try and do it. And a friend of mine, his family had this huge stately home that's been renovated, and they took all the furniture out, and there was like a 2-week break before the builders went in. So they let us go in there and record in there. And it was fantastic, actually. It was really great. I mean, the sounds were great. Naz was in this huge sort of Italian Renaissance Renaissance sort of style hallway with the drums that went up sort of, I don't know, 20 meters. So it's a big drum sound,
Wow.
So yeah.
That's really cool. So there's no ghosts or anything like that, just paintings.
Well, we didn't see any. I think a few paintings fell off the wall, but I think that was probably due to the volume rather than the ghost. But yeah, I mean, we were playing in the library, and he was playing in the hallway, and we had headphones connected to each other, a microphone. So yeah, it was really good fun. I mean, I think it's probably unique. I don't think we'll ever be able to do that again.
Did you film?
Because
I
it's just like,
I guess Paint in Black, right? That was the filming of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, the planets all came together at the right time, so we were able to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stephanie, Steph, my daughter, filmed everything. So there's everything in there: loading the gear in, loading the gear out, talking about this, talking about that, different interviews about why we chose certain tracks and things. Because every track really has a story,
What about like a live stream, like a Saxon live stream? Has the band looked into that? It's a very popular thing now because of pandemic.
Yeah, people keep asking us to do it. Whether we will or not, I don't know. The thing is, I like audiences, I like to be live, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we might do it. I mean, we could do it on a smaller scale, like me and Seb have done. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think a full production, running around on stage, in front of like cameras with nobody in the room, that really doesn't appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
But never say never.
Yeah, you never know, Alan.
And don't forget, a lot of people, are holding tickets for our big production shows this year. So, I think if we did something with the production online, people would think, well, I may as well throw my ticket away now then. We've already seen it. So,
yeah.
I mean, what's great news for me is ever since the Call to Arms, that was the test album for the North American market, and we've had the pleasure of seeing you every album since almost. So, I'm really glad that finally North America has woken up to the Saxon experience. So,
yeah, I mean, a lot of people knew about Saxon. A lot of people saw Saxon back in the day, but I think you have to be there, really. Get in people's faces and get the reviews and the promotion going. So yeah, I mean, we will be coming back. I think we're up for doing a cruise actually at some point, maybe next year. I don't know. See how the COVID thing goes. But usually when we do a cruise, one of the big rock cruises, we usually do a tour at the same time because we're already there basically. So that might work out. I think maybe they're looking at just touring America. I don't know, maybe early next year, I think.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this bloody plague goes. See what happens with that.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to get the vaccinations? Are you or not?
Yeah, I think I might be getting mine in January because I'm sort of obviously with my heart thing and everything.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
a little bit high risk, but everybody above 80 is already getting it. I think they've already done about 250,000 people already in England and Scotland and Wales. So so they're on it now. They're just waiting for this cheaper vaccine to come out so they can vaccinate the masses like me, the working class.
Yes.
We get the working class vaccine, only costs 50p, costs $1 a shot.
Alan?
No, I just hope your voice and the infection clears up and you'll be back at it soon enough. So,
it's not really a voice changing infection. It's more of a gland thing, in one of my glands. So I've got some antibiotics, so it should be all right. It just flared up today. It's probably because I knew you guys were coming on.
Yes.
It's like I had an allergic reaction.
I have to talk to Canadians. My gland starts swelling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you mentioned them Canadians, man. My gland
bloody colonists.
Straight away, exactly.
Any thoughts on
the? Who do you think you are?
I know this is a big question that all the rock stars are asked. Thoughts on Eddie Van Halen? The passing. He was such a huge.
Oh, it's terrible news, really. He went through a lot of. He went through this once, and then we thought he was cured, and then it came back again. I mean, I saw Van Halen a few times. I saw them. First time I saw them was at the Rainbow. It must have been 1978, 79 on the first album. I think they just toured with Sabbath, and then they came back and did a one-off show at the Rainbow in London. And I saw that, and then I saw them again on the Tora tour in Manchester. Yeah, I mean, I love the band. They were total good time rock metal, definitely.
Yeah.
You couldn't really go and see Van Halen and not like them, actually.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? There was something there for everybody, really.
Did you consider a Van Halen song for the inspirations, or
we
maybe
did consider a Van Halen song. I wanted to do Running with the Devil. I love that. But you've got to be careful, really. But I don't know if I suppose they did it. I suppose they did influence the guitarists in a way, because, that style, when people saw Eddie playing in that style, Paul and particularly Paul, started hammering things, hammering the fingerboard. So I suppose it might be, we are signed up to do another album, actually. So they do have an option. So that might be, we could really do a massively heavy version of Running with the Devil.
Wow.
That'd be great. Make it more like a Sabbath version of Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get like the Zoom link on the chat, and it just, people are saying, well, where's the link? And she's not going in there. It's not, oh, maybe now it's working. I don't know, but it's just something, technology. I just was trying something different. I thought I was bring a few fans on to talk to you, but it is what it is, right? I know there's
listen, guys. Well, I'm very sorry, but with these two guys, what do you expect? You know what I mean? They're not technically minded, man. They're just rock fans.
We're just,
Can't you post the links in the chat? I did.
Hey, I did a great apology for you there, man. You should have gone with it.
Yeah. Well, you hit the nail on the head. What more is there to say?
What other Saxon news is there in the camp? Okay, so we have the new album Inspirations coming out in March. You have the studio album going to come out, I guess, in 2022. I guess, is that the
I don't know. They're talking about 2021.
Okay,
but it could come out. I mean, I don't know yet. The thing is, the whole music industry, in fact, the whole entertainment industry, is like sort of, gone and forgotten as far as the governments are concerned. I mean, they don't even mention anything. I mean, they might mention ballet or the theatre, but nobody mentions anything about anything, So we're all waiting to see. We have big shows lined up in May. They've not been rescheduled yet. So let's see, keep our fingers crossed. But, if the vaccine starts to work, and people are able to mix together, then, the album will come out. It's ready to go,
Yeah. Alan, do you have any...
we don't like putting albums out. We don't want to put the album out and not tour, because we like to tour on the albums. That's the thing.
And that's what we've come to expect. So, hopefully we can get through this and witness Saxon live. It's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. So just the power that comes off the stage, it's amazing.
Thank you very much.
How are the rest of the guys doing?
We do work hard at that,
How are the rest of the guys doing? How's Nigel? Good? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they're doing good. Yeah, they're doing.
Okay, so we have Khalil. Okay, I think I got the link going here. We're gonna bring him on here. Let's see what happens. Ready for this? Ready for this, Biff?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm a little square in the corner waiting.
And there's the man. There he is.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, you all right, mate?
It's nice to speak to you all.
What's going on?
What's your question then?
I just wanted to say, it's that what would you ever consider covering, like any Maiden stuff or Priest or any bands that are like your contemporaries,
Well, yeah, the problem is, if you're doing an album like Inspirations and Influences, I mean, Maiden started the same time as we did. I mean, we used to play with Maiden in the clubs back in the day. So I don't think really Maiden influenced us or inspired us. But I think Judas Priest, you maybe get away with that, because I used to go see Judas Priest in the 70s.
Mhm.
You know, my favorite Judas Priest album is Stained Glass.
Yep.
So, you know, that's that Beyond the Realms of Death, you know, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. I love that early Priest. So
Yeah.
that might be possible on the next album, you know, if we do another covers album, to do a Priest song.
Mhm.
But, you know, the thing is with Priest, they're very heavy. I don't know if we could get any heavier than them. And, you know, is a hard guy to sing, Rob.
I would just say that the last time I saw Saxon, I thought you were heavier than Priest. I couldn't believe it. Like,
Yeah, well, we work on it. You know, we just, you know, the boys have. A lot of it comes from the guys on stage. You know,
Nice.
we don't have any. We don't use any samples or any sort of, you know, anything running on behind us. So everything you hear is absolute massive volume. I mean, the guys are absolutely nuts. I mean, I wear in-ear headphones on stage, you know, for the volume. If I take them out while we're playing, they're about 10 times louder than they are in my headphones. So, you know, they just love it. Nigel's an animal. So when we all get together, I think with Saxon, I don't think there's any sort of pacing going on. I don't think we hold back. It's like full on. It's full on all the time. This is why we don't really do many ballads, because, you know, we're not really a ballad band. We're more of a full on metal band, really. Even when we're really fucking heavy. So we can't get away from it. It's just our style.
I think you made K-Man's day today.
I think it's so cool. That's what's so great about the internet. You know what I mean? It's like growing up and hearing Saxon songs all over the place, and then to be able to have a conversation with someone that you've seen on stage it's great.
Hey, where did you see us live?
I've seen you a couple of times in Glasgow. I've seen you at Donington. I always tell everyone, I didn't grow up with Saxon, you know what I mean? I discovered Saxon quite later on. And I've always, I've known you for the hits, but I think what's more impressive is how you're able to stay so fresh and current. And you really, I really think it's so impressive, the force that you have in the new material is unbelievable. Stuff like Night of the Wolf and Queen of Hearts and stuff like that is Sacrifice. It's brilliant. Like good on you for being able to kind of adapt and modify what you're doing. It's great.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
Not only that, like the classics are classic for a reason, but the fact you're able to stay really relevant is what it's all about. It really is. It's brilliant. I can't praise it enough.
I think to summarize, you guys in Saxon have gone through multiple generations. You know, you had my generation, me and Alan's, right? And then K-Man's generation. So I think the music speaks for itself as it transcends all generations. Biff.
Yep.
I think it's pretty impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, I think we worked hard at that over the last 10 years. And we have brought a lot of younger, newer fans to the band. And, you know, a lot of these guys go backwards. You know, if somebody got into the band in, say, you know, 2000 or 1999, they tend to go backwards then back to the 80s, which is great. Yeah. It's a great thing for them because, you know, they got into Saxon, say, on Sacrifice or Call to Arms. And there's so much legacy before that, you know, and most of it's great. There's a couple of bummers in there, but, you know, what can you say?
For me, what it is, it's the production of the really early stuff like Motorcycle Man and Frozen Rainbow and stuff. Like the songs themselves are great songs, but the time has moved on so much that they sound of the era. You know what I mean? They sound of the time. Even stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're done on a 24 track, totally live, basically. You know, we back in those days, we used to just play the song live, and we used to play and play and play until we got a great take. So we'd have like, these big 2-inch tape. We'd have about 40 of them on the floor in the studio. And then we just pick a take, So it was absolutely a nightmare. These tapes, there were about 2 tons of magnetic tape in the studio. And we had to pick the best take, because you couldn't go in and sort of replace anything. So you had to get the best take. And then I'd do the vocals and a couple of guitar overdubs, and that was it. Out the door, finish. Bye. See you later. Next tour. So, and you get that. But what you do get with the early things is the sort of, naive, our first albums,
All right.
What was always more important back then, Biff? Was it getting the technical, the notes correct, or was it the feel of the song that you went with?
Oh, we just go for a great take. I mean, most of it revolved about the drums, from him. But everybody had to play really great, So, we had to rehearse the songs over and over. And, if somebody felt they didn't play great, we had to do it all again. So there's a lot of pressure on the guys in the band to get it right. But the more you do it, the better you get. But there's a point when you go over getting it right where it just sounds too sort of stagnant because you're bored with the song by then. So you have to capture the moment when you're actually everybody's on 100% sort of efficiency playing the song, and that's the one you take, because after that it can get really bad. It peaks. You start off with it okay, and then it peaks, it gets really fantastic, and then it goes off again. So you have to try and capture that moment really quickly.
Guys, I got so many comments, but I know that Biff, your voice, you've had that sore throat, and I was told, just to ease up. We don't want to. It's up to you. It's up to you, Biff. I mean, I know,
we can go on. We can go on for a bit longer.
Okay, because I came in. I'm going to let you go. All right.
I know what
buddy. Thank you for making your debut on the Metal Voice.
Happy New Year and the holiday.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna. Hold on. There we go. I got to remove him. Sorry. All right. So, Solid Ball of Rock. Why? And this is I got like all these tons of questions coming in. Why don't you play Solid Ball of Rock live?
We do play Solid Ball of Rock live. In fact, we're playing it on this 40th anniversary tour that started and then stopped. We're playing Solid Ball of Rock. So we do play Solid Ball of Rock. Are they from America? Which country are they from?
Okay, I'm going to ask you right now. Where are you from? Roberto Soto. I have a question for Biff. Why do you guys barely play Solid Ball of Rock? Well, we got a question for you, Roberto. Where are you from? What country from? And as we wait for his answer, thank you, Biff. You rule. Thank you for doing this. I'm just reading the other stuff. Witchcross released Axe to the Grind. I don't know what that does. Biff have a favorite Saxon record? And that's from Cecile. So many to choose from. So that's
a favorite Saxon record. I mean, it's difficult to choose, really. It changes. It changes because, I mean, most people in bands, like I said, we don't listen to a lot of our own albums, much, but occasionally we'll get an album out and listen to it, on the tour bus and go back to that time. Because you get memories from making those albums. You have great memories. I mean, one of my favorites for a long time was Metalhead.
Oh, yeah.
Because
album.
we sort of moved to a more darker sort of songwriting stage. It's the Saxon dark stage, that one. It's our dark period. It's like Van Gogh, So we have a dark period. And I like that because it's a lot of sort of guys that were into the heavier stuff got into it with that album, actually.
Yeah, I agree. He's from Costa Rica, by the way. Costa Rica. He's from
Costa Rica. Well,
that's why.
Yeah, I mean, we've never played the live Costa Rica. So when we do come, we'll play Solid Ball of Rock for you.
Okay, let's see what else. I'm just going through all these questions that I've ignored.
No, I mean, just to go back to what Biff said earlier, I mean, you can see where they're, Saxon's not doing Wheels of Steel version 20. It's always fresh material, and it sounds as relevant today. And plus, you got all the classics to fall back on. So it's just a great situation to be in, I would think.
Yeah, well, also as well, the way we play those songs has moved on as well. So the thing of Wheels of Steel and plus things like that, they're all much heavier now. Because of the way we play and because of the equipment we use, everything's much heavier now. So, those songs sound different to the way we played them in the 80s.
Chris says, how is the songwriting different from your solo work then with Saxon? So I guess the question would be, how do you write differently between your solo album and a Saxon album? I mean, what's the difference?
Well, I think with the solo album, because I'm singing, everything's me or my lyrically, yeah. It's all about me basically, and a lot of the songs are personal songs about my life, yeah. Not all of them, because I did a couple of songs with Fred from Opeth, but most of them are about me and my life, and so I think if you're going to do things like that on a Saxon album, I don't think it's really fair because you're singing about yourself. What about the other guys? So yeah, I think, and I'm able to do a material that's probably considered too soft for Saxon. I did.
It's a great album, by the way. Your solo album.
Yeah, I love the album. It's very diverse, and it actually just sums me up because that's how I am. I like all different styles of music. I'm very sort of. I'm not stuck in one pigeonhole. I like all sorts of bands and all sorts of music. And I think that comes through on the solo album, but that's what I wanted it to do. There's a folk song on there, Scarborough Fair. Yeah. There's a song about my wife, me and you, Black and White. So there's a lot of different stuff in there that I probably wouldn't write those lyrics on a Saxon song.
Yeah.
And again, like you're talking about all different types of music. On this Inspirations album, you also have Toto, Hold the Line. There's one that might surprise people.
Toto, Hold the Line. Well, there's two reasons we put that in. One, we've made it heavier, obviously, and Doug really loves Steve Lukather. He likes his style, and I think Steve Lukather sort of really inspired and influenced Doug's guitar playing. And also, the way that he plays that riff, Lukather, we sort of ripped that off. And we used the same style and bands play it on.
Okay, there you go.
And the bands play it on riff and Hold the Line riff, although they're not the same musically. Stylistically, they're very similar. And we did that. And I told him, actually, Steve, I said, actually, we ripped you off and we wrote Bands Played On. He went, well, I'm very pleased to have given it to you. So it was very, they didn't ask for any money, so that was fine.
That's always a good thing, yeah.
I got from No, yeah. I'm going to leave everybody off with this one here. No says, no Saxon CD in Greece. I guess that would be more of a label thing than anything. It's not really a Biff question. That's more of a...
Oh, for the Inspirations, you mean?
Yeah, I think so. No, he's saying... Yeah, that's what he's saying. No Saxon CD in Greece. But I actually have a question for you. What's with the Christmas card? Are you still doing that? Like a Christmas card?
The cutoff.
No, it's all finished now.
Okay.
So, you could only get a Christmas card if you ordered the special vinyl in that... I think it was 38 hours, I think, of the original release. But the album's not out till March anyway, so there wouldn't be any CDs of the album in Greece.
Okay.
Yet.
All right, yet. So I guess there's
I'm
a
sure
pre-order.
In March.
No need to panic.
Oh yeah, you can pre-order. It. Maybe it's saying there's no pre-order in Greece.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll ask the record company. As soon as we're off air, I'll give them some grief.
Well, he's saying no all CDs. No all CDs. I guess he's meaning maybe there's no CDs in general. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely look into that then.
We'll get your
Sure.
people
Bigger
on
problem.
that.
I'm sure we do play lots of shows in Greece, quite big shows. So they must
There's
be getting
one
the CDs from from somewhere. But I'll talk to the record company about that.
All right, that's
There's-
perfect. On that note,
Yes.
March 19th, 2021, Silver Lining Music. You can pre-order now. You can pre-order Inspirations now, right,
Yeah,
Biff?
you can. Yeah.
And you just go
You
to
can pre-order
Saxon's.
the vinyl, the symbol. The single you can buy, obviously, paint it black. You can pre-order the album. You can get it on CD, coming out on cassette as well. A
Hey,
special limited edition that I'm going to
Cassette.
sign. So yeah. I mean, we did have some test pressings, but they went in like 2 hours. The test pressings. So yeah, it's all coming out in March. So there'll be another single, I think, coming out after Christmas. So yeah,
All right.
because we did a mountain song.
yeah.
A mountain heavily influenced. I used to be a big fan of because I was a bass player back in the day. So Felix Pappalardi for me was a great bass player and singer. So we did a mountain song, and I think that's going to be the B-side of the next single.
All right.
Corky Lang, a fellow Canadian, drawn drums for Mountain,
Yeah,
right?
definitely a fantastic drummer.
And actually, that going back to No-Nos, he's saying he can't get any CDs in Greece. And I don't mean to make fun. I was just kidding around. And I guess
All right.
that's what he's saying. He's just saying in general, he can't find CDs of Saxon in Greece. I guess it depends where he
Okay.
lives too, right? You don't know.
I'll look into it. It could well be that they don't, I don't know. I mean,
All right.
I'd have
Okay.
to have a list of CDs that he can't get. I mean, I don't know if he's meaning all CDs for every band or just us, or or just he can't get the newer stuff. I don't know.
Biff, it's been a
Biff.
pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Yes.
Yeah.
We wish you a speedy recovery, and I can't wait to get this behind us so we can witness the Saxon experience live and listen to the album when it comes out. So
Yeah. Everybody pick it up.
Yeah, it sounds great. I listen to it all the time in the car. In fact, I'm already fed up of it. I want to do the next one.
Biff, it's a pleasure. We'll see you on tour.
Yeah, brilliant. See you all there. Hopefully. Get
Hopefully.
vaccinated, man. Come on. Get it in your neck. Oh, it's your arm. Get it in your arm. Come on.
All right. Have a nice day.
thank you.